on, guys? Here to do an install on the airlift today. I've been running airlifts for about 5 years now. Had it on my 2014 Ram 2500. Just picked up my 2018 3500. Looking forward to getting this. I didn't have this on my other one, so looking forward to having air at all time. The bags, they're no different than the ones I had on the other rig. It's got the joist bumper in it, so if you do run out of air, for whatever happens, if the bag gets cut or something, you still have a bump stop on. So that's one thing you want to get. This is the Loadlifter 5000 Ultimate. That's the one that has the bumper in it. This is the WirelessONE EZ mount. Look forward, let's get it hooked up. We're going to start the pre-assembly of the airbags. Pretty much as with the instructions we got here, they're very simple to follow, so anyone with a little bit of mechanical knowledge can get that done. So you'll take this first part, take get that threaded. I need my 1/2-inch wrench. You'll get this finger tight here, and you want to go 1.5 turns. So there's 1.5. This top part just swivels. Then we'll take this other bracket here. Take these Allens. These got to be torqued down to 20 foot-pounds. 7/32 Allen wrench. Hear the click and you're good. Click and we're good. Now for the other side, just take and set that there. Follow the instructions. We'll take these long carriage bolts. They'll come up from the bottom. They can set this on there. You got to put these in first because you won't be able to get to them when you're on. Set it down here on top of this. Got a lock and washer and a washer. Get one started. These are only to go hand tightened for now until we get them actually assembled in the vehicle, and then that's when you square them all up, that is when you'll torque them down to spec. So now we're going to get under, take the joist bumpers off the bottom that's currently installed. We're under the vehicle now. As you see, I've got no special lift. We're just doing it off a creeper and a little floor jack. So we got to take this bump stop off here, which is just held on with some 16mm bolt. Now this bracket here, this little cutout needs to go to the inside. And this is also given 2 Allen bolts also. Goes right back into the same factory holes. These are torqued down to 37 foot-pounds, 50 newtons. already got that set, so now we'll just try getting it from the other side. A lift would definitely make it easier, but it can be done without. Alright, and there we go. Now we're to the 37 foot-pounds. So now that's done. So now we'll get the bags out and we'll get that installed. I've already got the other side on, so we're just going to basically show you the one side. The airline goes towards the inside. This back lag bolt needs to go on the outside of your brake line. So we'll just try to go in on a slight angle. Pushed as far over as possible, and we are in on the outside of that, and the bracket goes right in between these U-bolts that hold your leaf springs in. Goes all the way over. Now we'll take these little edge bolts, they go up top, washer and a lock nut on, or a Teflon nut on each one. Now we also got this U-bolt that goes, whoop. See if we can wrap that around here. There we go. That also gets a washer and a Teflon. When you're tightening these up, you want to make sure that you're doing them evenly so you don't have one side crooked real bad. And you just want to try to line up this top part bracket with the top part bracket up there. And then the last is a little axle piece that goes around. It gets a washer and a nut as well. All right, that's how that goes. So I'm gonna get these tightened up with some air tools real quick. So I'll talk to you shortly. I got everything tightened on here. You got the bolts up here, 2 there, 2 down here. And then you got the U-bolt that goes around. And you got to remember to go back. These are the ones you left loose. Got to make sure you go back and retighten them down. Now the only thing I got left to do is run the wire, or I'm sorry, the airline. That's going to be continuing when I hit the air compressor up. I'm going to start that in a minute. So I've got about an hour installing just the bags with no lift, no crazy tools. Now we're going to install the WirelessONE EZ mount, part number of 25980EZ. There's several ways you can mount it. You can mount it this way. You cannot mount it like this. That cannot happen, or upside down. So I'm going to do just the easy mount, go right around the frame. So basically hook onto the frame just like this, sit up. One thing you do have to do is hook a ground up. So you will have to drill a hole, or I do have a hole down there that I can use, but I'll just have to grind away a little bit of the paint on it. There is other bolts to mount. You have two here that you drill a hole, comes with self-tappers, and then also on the top if you want to bolt it up somewhere that way. Comes with all your wire. This has a thing, you don't have to hook up a remote or your ignition line. This goes into a sleep state. It'll only activate when the truck moves, or if you activate it by your phone or the key fob or the pressure gauge. That's the only way that it will wake up. Or you can also hook it up to an ignition wire. You'll just simply hook this up and run the wire up to the front. I'll get back with you in a minute. All right, that was pretty simple. Like I said, I just hooked it right onto the frame here, pointing down, right up there. I did have to drill a hole. I was going to try to use this little one next to it, but it was too big, so I had to go with a small hole. So now I just have to connect my line and run my lines up to the front, and then run my hose that's hooked into the side here. That'll have to split in the back. So I'm just going to run some lines, and I'll show you when it's all said and done. All right, we just finished it all up, got all the wiring ran. I don't need you to bore that. That probably took the longest. I got 2.5 hours into the bags, the air compressor, and wiring it and fishing the air lines all the way through. So what we do, we got the power ran up ground here, power's here with the 15 amp fuse. Everything's included in the kit. I did not hook up the ignition because it goes into a sleep timer. I do have the extra wire off to the side right here, so if need be down the road, I can alter it. If we go back here, we can see I've got 5 psi in it. That's your normal riding height right now, which we're at about 42 3/4. I'm going to wake this up just by hitting any button. Shows that I have 5 psi on there, full battery, signal going back and forth to it. Now we'll hit just a preset 2, which is a factory preset. You can save your own. That'll take it up to 20. You can hear it going right now. We'll lift it up. I'm at 20. Now I'm at about 43 1/4. What I also did back here, made it look real clean. The Schrader valve, I just came right through back here. So if you ever, the compressor fails, does whatever, you have back here. You can also check for your PSI back here. You guys check out Airlift. I'm from Michigan, and they're right down the road from me. They're in Lansing, Michigan, so it's pretty cool to work with a local company. Check them out.